Okay, are we live? Are we live? Mic check 1 2. Are we live? Do you hear me, guys? Do you guys hear me? You guys hear me? Let me turn up my mic a little bit. I appreciate everybody already hitting the like button so far. I appreciate that. That's love. That's love. That's love. We in here? Perfect. 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 Um. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of Good Game, episode 42, I believe. Today, we definitely got a great podcast for you guys. There's a lot of people. A lot of people. There's a lot of topics to discuss today. And, I got my partner here, Jmaine, with me. And, we're going to chop it up, man. We're going to chop it up. But it is open mic night, as you guys can see in the chat. So if you want to be a part of this podcast, now the picture's killing me. The picture's killing me. I can't. J-May's out here, man. J-May's out here, man. That boy's getting ready to go on a cruise ship, man. I'm just trolling, bro. You know what I mean? This picture will never get old. This picture will never, ever, ever get old. Oh man, he gonna cuss me out for this, but it is open mic night, guys. So make sure you guys join the podcast and chat with me, or y'all gonna be just hearing me the entire time. So open mic from the very beginning. All right. So if you want to be a part of this podcast, all you have to do is we already got somebody. All you have to do is jump into open mic, the waiting room, and I'll drag you in. It's that simple. It's that simple. But yeah, press start. Look at this. Good gaming, episode 42, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Que lo que, Pablo?
Que lo que, manito?
What's good, Pablo's my guy, yo. If you guys don't know, we launched a Patreon where we do a second podcast, which Pablo is a main member over there. It's Pablo, Meds, and New Yokio, and me. And Jmaine is gonna hop in when he can as well. And we do a podcast on our Patreon, exclusively on our Patreon, where we talk about everything under the sun. Yo, I think this Sunday we're gonna have fun recording, Pablo, because there's a lot to talk about. Besides, aliens are confirmed.
Yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Yeah,
there's a lot of cool stuff to talk about. But our goal for the 7 days since we launched the Patreon was to get 30 patrons. We are at 29, people. We are at 29. So who's gonna be that one to subscribe to the Patreon to make us reach our goal of 30 patrons in 1 week? I promise you will not be disappointed in the content that's there. Like I said, we do a second podcast where we talk about trending topics and everything under the sun, tell funny stories and crack jokes, as well as other things are coming to that Patreon as well. And it's all we only have one tier, one price, $4. That's it. You get access to everything, so that's how we're going to be moving going forward. I also got a pretty cool interview lined up as well that's going to drop on Patreon first, so make sure you guys support, man. I think you guys will enjoy the content there. We just launched it, and so far the reception of that first episode that we did, Pablo, has been pretty good. People have been telling me they were dying when they were watching it, so yeah, man. But before let's just leave that alone for now. I do have an announcement. If you follow me on Twitter, you may have already heard. Your boy is officially signed to PlayStation. Your boy is officially signed to PlayStation. So I have a dedicated video where I'm going to be talking about this further and what it means going forward for the channel and stuff like that. because your boy partner up with PlayStation, and there's some pretty cool perks that comes with that. Just next week, actually, I'm going to a exclusive event, which I plan to, record my experience there, take a lot of photos, and come back and report to you guys and talk a little bit more about that. But just next week already, the perks are kicking in. Just next week, I'm going to an exclusive event, so it's going to be a lot of fun. PlayStation Canada has been supporting me ever since that MLB stream. I don't know if you guys remember. I did an MLB stream a while back. It might have been like last year, a year and a half ago. And it was so random. Like, look how shit worked, bro. It was so random. Like, I'm checking my YouTube emails, and I have this. I got this really strange email, and honestly, I'm thinking that like somebody's trolling. Someone's this can't be real or whatever. But I did follow up, and it turned out it was a PlayStation representative. He wanted me to be a part of PlayStation Canada representative. Wanted me to be a part of a MLB stream with a couple of other content creators. So ever since then, I've been plugged in. I've been plugged in with them. And one day I woke up to an email that they're asking me to be a part of the PlayStation Playmakers program. And, I got all the details, what it entails, what I can do, what I can't do, stuff like that, the benefits, what it's going to bring to the channel, what they're going to do for me. And I'm like, what? This sounds like an amazing opportunity. And I took it, man. We do all this hard work creating content, making these videos to get opportunities like this. So I'm very happy with my situation that I got going on right now. Like, I'm very happy with it. So there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff to look forward to. Once again, I got another video where I'm gonna be talking about this a little bit further. But I do appreciate all the people that have congratulated me on this new journey. It's it's funny, man. What a wild turn of events, because I swear some of y'all swear that I have like a thing against PlayStation, and look at that. And look at that. Your boy signed a PlayStation. That's hilarious, isn't it? Right? What a weird turn of events. But they already know what up. They've been the people been watching my content, and they like what I do. They have told me multiple times that they like what I do, my videos, the quality of it. So I'm glad that they decided to give me this opportunity. So, people you saw was running around say Kofi's a Nintendo fanboy, Kofi's an Xbot, Kofi's a PC man. Holy, who would have thought I'm a pony? Holy, that's crazy. But you already know what it is. I love gaming. Like, at this point, if you've been following me for a long time, you should know that I love gaming, bro. Do I have a preference? Of course. I think I've always made that clear. I've never been on that whole I'm a neutral gamer. I don't even think you could even find me anywhere saying I'm a neutral. I've always had a preference. My preference has always been PC. I ain't gonna hold you. My preference has always been PC. I always preferred the PC platform because of customization. But PlayStation, if we're keeping it a buck, it's probably my second most played platform. I play my PlayStation a whole lot too, man. And the proof is in the pudding. See, the funny thing is, usually in this gaming community, when they're looking for stuff to, attack you with, talk shit about you, the usual go-to is to talk about how you don't play games and this, that. Dude, those people cannot do that with me. So they, the haters, quote unquote, look for other reasons to talk shit, make weird ass narratives, fake ass narratives. So when they can't attack you about your game credibility, they try to attack your character. But
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how it's always been with me, because you never seen any sort of narrative out there that Kofi don't play games. The proof, all my shit is open. I got like 50 platinums. I got, between my two Xbox Live accounts, I got like 90K achievements. I got over 3,000 achievements unlocked on Steam. Like, you already know I get busy. So when they can't attack your credibility for games, they try to run narratives with your character. Oh, Kofi likes everything. Oh, Kofi is he plays the save. Oh, Kofi, they always talk shit. You know what I mean? But in this game, you can't do anything without having people hating on you. It just comes with the territory. And as being on YouTube as long as I have at this point, like 6-7 years now, I think. It comes with the territory. It's something you get used to, and something that you just got to deal with and move on. Over the years, it was a little bit, when I first started, it was a little bit of a struggle. I'm just trying to understand these people, like, why, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. Like, what these people's problem is. But over time, you get a little bit jaded at things, and you just start to understand the game. So I'm glad I'm at a place where I built this channel where I can have an opportunity like this, and I could swear by it, I've been unapologetically myself the entire time. You know what I mean? I've been
can I tell you something?
True to myself. What's up, Pablo?
It's more powerful when you ignore them, like, because when they see that, it's more hurtful for them. They're like, damn, this dude not paying no attention to me. Let me start attacking them. And I find it funny, like these people get online, they like checking people's accounts and stuff to see if they game, and they spend more time doing that on Twitter than they actually do like actually playing the games themselves. So
I know.
Hey, just keep doing it, bro.
Yeah, so I do appreciate all the support of the real support of the people who actually have my best interests at heart. I do appreciate the love and support that y'all sending my way, and I promise you, we're going up from here. The shit that I got coming, we going up. We're going up. It's gonna be lit. So with that being said, let's get into some topics. We already got some folks in here because it is open mic night, right? So open mic night. Jmaine's not here, so I'm gonna need the community to come in and chat with me and talk about some of these topics. So we got Pablo in here, and we got Ratchet, the Miracle in here. Shout out to you for popping in. If anyone else wants to be a part of this, all you have to do is click the link that is pinned above and jump into the waiting room, the open mic waiting room, and I'll drag you in to the chat. All right, so typically how we start good gaming, we just go around the room, ask why everybody's playing. So Rajan, you good?
Yes, sir.
What you been up to, man? And thank you for jumping on. You know what I mean, being a part of the pod while Jmaine is not here. What you been playing?
Honestly, I've been touch and go with games, but the last thing I played was Street Fighter 6. Been all over that. Just been experimenting with a couple characters I like, and some characters like aren't really fine amusing, but sometimes I do try it out once in a while. Other games, I've been in my beat 'em up bag lately. Just been playing Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. What else? Oh, finally got into Sifu. That shit's
yo. You know how I swear by that game, bro. I love that game. I've been hearing. Bro, I got the platinum in that game, and then I ran it back on the PS4 version to double up on the platinum on that. I love Sifu, bro. That game's amazing. Did you check out that? If you're just playing, if you just started like the story mode, you probably haven't checked out like the arena mode stuff. That expansion that they got is actually pretty damn cool. For the people who haven't checked out the arena mode in Sifu, definitely check that out, bro. Definitely check that out.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But so far that's what I've been playing. I've been on my fighting game bag, and luckily next month a lot of games coming out like Bomb Rush, Cyberpunk, Armor Core 6.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah. Just been waiting. Oh, also I've been waiting patiently for that new TMNT Shredder's Revenge DLC. I'm still waiting for that, but yeah, that's what I've been playing so far.
That's dope. Pablo, what you been playing? What you been up to?
Yo, so yeah, I've been kind of going back to the classics these past few weeks lately. So I've been playing COD with the boys, some of the classic COD. Played Black Ops 2 with you guys. Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
But fun. In terms of single player stuff, I ran through the No More Heroes games. They're pretty good. Nice hack and slash action games. And I'm playing through Vanquish right now, so I'm playing a lot of these stylish hack and slash games right now.
Vanquish is dope, bro. Trust.
Vanquish,
yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah, Vanquish is one of Bayonetta's. One of Platinum Games' best games that they've ever put out. The story's a little wonky and it ends in a crazy cliffhanger. Not to spoil it, it ends up in like a little cliffhanger, but the gameplay in that game is absolutely, like, I love bullet time. We all love bullet time. freezing the time, and you could do a lot of cool moves with that. That Vanquish game is really good. I'm glad that they actually re-released it on PC. I played it through. I originally played it on 360 back in the day, but they re-released it on PC. And I played it again, and it has ultra wide support and all that good stuff. That game is fantastic. Yeah, great. Fantastic. Is that all you've been playing?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just those games. Yeah.
We got Autumn. We got another one in here. Remember, if you want to be a part of the podcast, all you have to do is join the Discord and jump into the open mic waiting room, and I'll drag you in. We got Autumn. What's up, Autumn?
What's up, Kofi?
What's up?
Not much, dude. I just rolled Dead Space remake credits last night.
Okay.
That was a blast. It was pretty good. We just did we're starting New Game Plus on it, and obviously I have my couple rotational games. I got my 2042 in there. I have Halo Infinite in there. Still know I'm playing this game, but we're going through it. And of course I got my monthly Forza Motorsport Rivals that I do.
Oh yeah, that's dope. That's dope. For me personally, what have I been playing? I started Diablo 4. I've been playing that, and I know the game has been going through a whole bunch of controversy, and to be honest, I don't understand it. Like, I'm a casual. You know, this is actually like technically, you know, I did play Diablo 2, but I only like started. I didn't even end up finishing it, but I got to like the third act or something like that. I only started playing it this year, but I was really interested in Diablo 4 after seeing gameplay for it because it looked really solid. And I hopped in, and I'm actually having a really good time with the game. So I'm not sure what's going on with all the controversy surrounding Diablo 4. I think it has to do with the end game or something to do with season passes. I don't know. Well, all I want to do is just play the story and probably put it down. But I've been having a really good time with that. Ratchet and Clank released, I believe, yesterday. And I've been, you know, playing around with that too. And that's actually going to be our first topic of the night. Has anyone here played Ratchet and Clank on the PS5 or is playing it on the PC?
Yeah, I copped it on the PS5. I beat it on there. I haven't got it on PC yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm waiting for that special edition, if you know what I mean. Since I already got it on the PS5. You heard?
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, yo, Ratchet and Clank. I did a live stream the other night because honestly, this game, I wouldn't even call it controversy. Actually, I guess you could call it controversy. Like, people want to know that, because the whole kind of marketing push for this, and fans were saying like this is like only possible on PlayStation because of its, you know, super fast SSD and stuff like that. So people are like super curious once this game got announced that it's coming to PC, how it's gonna play. What type of configuration you're going to need to play, what type of technology is going to have in the game for it to run, because, you know, a lot of people are saying like you're going to need something super fast to run it. So pretty much I did a live stream the other night, and, you know, I was curious too, just like the rest of y'all. So I put in HDD in my PC just to see how it would play. And when it got to the you know, the rifts part, like where you're, you know, traveling through dimensions to different levels and stuff, the HDD definitely started to you know, show its weaknesses, right? So it was definitely taking a really long time to load. Is the game playable? It is playable. Like, it works. You know what I mean? But is it ideal? It's not ideal. That's why the recommended settings says that you do need SSD. So I want to actually give Nixon some credit for this, because I think overall, I think they've done a pretty good job with the port. I was having some issues in my live stream towards the end, but I did figure out what was the cause of all of these random issues I was having. It was OBS. OBS, for some reason when OBS is on, and you're recording footage while streaming, it just messes up, you know, your gameplay. So this is actually my gameplay right now. I have it on the screen, and it's on ultra wide. It's fantastic, man. The game looks really, really good, and actually runs really good. As long as you're not, you know, recording on OBS on the same hard drive and streaming, it actually runs pretty damn good. Pablo,
what's
you
up?
there?
Yeah, I'm here. Bro.
Okay, yeah. So I wanted to ask you, man. There's this whole have you been following it, like the whole Insomniac Live type of situation? Have you been following what's going on the timeline?
About how this game wasn't possible due to the SSD.
Yeah. You know what? I think people are taking, after watching the full clip in context, it does seem
Right.
like he's referring to previous gen, not saying like the game is not impossible on any other like hardware, like PC for example. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what he was referring to. But it is interesting that people got the game running on a Steam Deck with a regular SD card and stuff like that. So I think with the technologies like direct storage and stuff like that that are out today, these games are possible on different configurations. So
This game does have that, right? The
yeah, it
direct
does have
storage,
it has
the
direct
newest version.
storage. Yeah, the newer, so I think 1.2 or something like that, direct storage.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, man. So it's definitely been interesting. Raijin, do you have any comments on the whole controversy that's been going on, and after seeing the results, how do you feel about it?
Honestly, man, if anything, I feel like people are just grabbing things just to say, "Oh, Sony don't know how to optimize their games on PC." I'm like, how long are we gonna do this when we had, I think, Last of Us didn't have good PC support, but that wasn't because of the PC. That's because of, I think,
Iron Galaxy did that port. I think Iron Galaxy did that port.
Oh, didn't they also do Arkham City? I mean, Arkham Knight.
Yeah. The same people who did Arkham Knight did The Last of Us Part 1. And I would say PlayStation's track record for PC ports have actually been overall good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think there's been way more good ports than bad ports when it comes to their PC releases.
Yeah. Like I said, I think people are just grabbing things just to shit on PC once again. I mean, I don't know what's their beef. I mean, as long as the game's running well, like, I don't know. I guess they're just butthurt about that. But if anything, from what
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I think I was just gonna mention that I feel like there's always gonna, like, the fact that PlayStation games are coming to PC more and more, and PlayStation is all in on this, but the fact that this is happening, and it seems like, is this gonna be forever that like there's gonna be like PlayStation gamers always going against PC gamers and stuff like that? Do you think that's always gonna be a thing, even sharing the fact that they're even sharing like the same library, and over time is only gonna get bigger and bigger of sharing the same games? Like, it seems like, at least in this side of the gaming community, that there's this real toxic relationship between the PlayStation community and PC gamers.
I mean,
do you think there will be a time where like they cool? I guess that's my question.
I don't know, man. At the end of the day, if it works for people, it works for people. If they're mad, let them stay mad. It's just, you gotta just. I probably said like, just leave them in the dust and just enjoy what you enjoy. For me, I'll definitely check the game out next couple of weeks, especially once I heard the Steam Deck verified. So, and I'm a big Ratchet and Clank guy, so I'm definitely gonna check it out in the future.
Definitely, it's definitely a solid game. It's not my personal favorite Ratchet and Clank, but it's definitely a solid game.
I agree.
Yeah. We got Muck and Blade X in here. Muck, my guy. Is your mic working, sir?
Yo.
Muck, what's up?
Not a thing, man. I did like you, and I went back and I watched the whole clip from Insomniac, and he was definitely referring to like the previous PS4 version. Because you remember, I don't know if you remember when he said that, like, I think it was a week or two after this guy came out and said, "Oh no, that could run on a PS4." Where we see now, it really can't run on a PS4 like it's running on a PS5. Let's be real, right? Any game could run on any platform, but it's just how it's gonna run. If you play this game on a PS5 and then you play it on a PS4 or PS3 and it runs like shit, I mean, that's not how the developers intended it to run. They intended it to run like how it ran on the PS5. It's just like when I was watching Digital Foundry whole video, even on the high-powered PC, they were like, it still look a little better on the PS5. It's still running a little better on the PS5. So when I hear people say, "Oh yeah, it could run on a PS4," I'm like, "Yes, it can, but how? How would it perform?" That's the thing.
You see, like it seems like the biggest issue, because when it comes to visuals, like you said, like it could typically be scaled back. Like Digital Foundry's tests, right? They, for the lowest settings possible, they were running on a potato type of PC, right? And they threw in a real shitty HDD in there as well. But I think I always figured that if the reason why this game technically isn't possible or wouldn't be ideal on the PS4 is just because of the SSD, because of the SSD and the loading. Because I don't know if you've seen the test, Muck, with all the people, putting the HDD in and seeing how long it takes to load. Because later levels, there's this there's that one level where you're always hitting the crystals, right? And you're back and forth. I'm really curious to see. I didn't play far enough on the HDD to get to that part, but I'm really curious to see how that would operate on the HDD. I wonder if it would be better or worse.
You didn't watch Digital Foundry's video.
They went that they went that far?
Yeah. Yep. And what happened was when they hit the crystal, it froze.
Oh,
and
yeah?
Then when they keep hitting it, after a while, I guess it loaded in cache. So sometimes it was fast, and sometimes the screen would just turn white.
It was slow. Oh, yeah, okay, I see. That's interesting. I didn't get that far to test that part out, but I was always curious about that one particular stage where you're on the grind and you're hitting crystals to go back and forth and stuff like that, right?
Yep. Even in their video, they were saying John Letterman, because he's the one who was running it on a potato. He said it blew up his motherboard that he was testing it with, and he had to go for 2 other motherboards.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It blew up his motherboard.
Yeah. You know what? I think at this point, people should dead the whole this game would work on a PS4, at least that.
Exactly.
But I guess the conversation some would say is that maybe the conversation was I think the developer said one thing and I think the fanboy said another. I think there was some fanboys probably running around saying that it's only possible, right, on PlayStation 5's SSD. See, that's where sometimes shit gets confused because sometimes the developers say one thing but the fanboys take their own narrative and they spin it to something else, right, and run with that. So there's probably some confusion there, but overall, I would say Nixus, they have done a good job.
They're gods.
They did a good job with this
Sony picked them up. Yeah, I see why Sony picked them up.
Yeah. Blade X, do you have any thoughts on this whole Ratchet and Clank situation?
I think you guys touched every point.
Pretty much touched everything, right?
Yeah. I saw somebody running the PlayStation 4 hard drive on PC with the game, and the game was struggling. It wasn't able to load the areas, and then it crashed multiple times.
Yeah, I was running into a little bit of a crashing issue during my testing too. I don't know what's up with that. I still think the game overall, it's once again, when you're not using OBS, you're not streaming, you're not recording gameplay because it takes a lot of resources. The game actually runs really damn good. You know what I mean? It runs really good, especially when you're using the recommended stuff that they ask. I installed it on a NVMe SSD after my live stream, and the shit, like you're seeing right now, the shit's running. It was running beautifully. So
after a couple of crashes, then you ended with the sky.
Yeah. So hopefully, this game does continue to get more support and just cleaned up on PC. I'm sure it will, and it'll be better. But moving on, this is what I want y'all to put me on, because maybe Muck and y'all probably know about this story a little bit better than I do. I saw a lot of people attacking this developer. I don't know who they are, but they're developing a game called Quantum Error. You guys, is anyone familiar with this whole situation, Quantum Error?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Autumn, can you tell me about it a little bit? Do you know what's going on with that?
The people that are making Quantum Error is, I think it's a group of brothers. It's FPS horror. They it rolled around my timeline because I saw Alex and some other people retweeting it, and the first thing I got from this was this dude is trying to bait people 100%. There is some flameage console wars going on here, you know, and I don't. The way that he wanted to put it was that the Xboxes, the series consoles SSDs are, because they're half as slow as what's in the PS5, there's more work that needs to go into that port for there to, like, he's saying that there's going to be loading screens in it where the PS5 is going to have minimal, if any, at that point. But then you go back to his previous tweets, and he had no intentions of porting it to the series consoles in the first place. And I'm just looking at the tweets back and forth, and I'm like, what is all this for? Like, what's your end goal here?
You know, like, I did read a couple of the tweets, and it is strange for, you know, I get it. This is a small, like, I believe it's a new studio, right? This is going to be their first game that they're making. So I guess there might be playing into the whole kind of console wars to, you know, draw more attention to their game.
I disagree.
I do. We'll get to you, Muck. I do remember this being like one of the earlier PS5 games announced, right? I feel at one time, and so I think I've seen a couple of tweets. Let me read something real quick. So somebody tweeted he says, just curious, would you be able to give an example from this game, real or theoretically, of what kind of design / gameplay or otherwise would have to be modified / downgraded on the Series X to accommodate the slower SSD? And they pretty much came out and said that if they were making the game for Xbox, they would have to put loading screens into the game between environments, because the PS5 is seamless, has seamless loading, and like you said, it has like twice the speed. That's what they that's what they said. So I didn't even know that there was a huge difference between the SSDs between the you know, the PlayStation and the Xbox. I actually didn't know.
I think it's the other part of the PlayStation, the I/O throughput, that helps the SSD push the damage fast.
I thought, because I always thought they were similar. Like, obviously, like I know the PlayStation 1 is faster, but I never knew the competitor's one was twice as slow though.
Yeah, they both have differences. Like for the Xbox, they rely on direct stores to, you know, make everything like really seamless, you know, for the SSD. But I think Kid Smooth replied to them. He asked them, why aren't they looking into implementing that into the game? It seemed like they weren't really like aware of it. So like they're probably completely new to like just Xbox dev kits and all that stuff, since they've been spending all this time on the PS5.
Okay, I see. You know, once again, I've Muck, you say you don't think this is for, you know, to draw attention to their game. Why do you say that?
No, because people have like short-term memory, and I'm glad we have like historians in the gaming industry. P-Rock did a video where he was showing when the PS3 came out, and he had big developers like EA posting big articles about how difficult it is to develop on a PS3, how the hardware is, nothing is garbage. All the games, a lot of games got delayed for the PS3, and they came out on Xbox, and nobody said nothing. So now that this conversation came up, a lot of people is just trying to say, hey, a next developer trying to dunk on Xbox, but I don't see the case. If a developer say they're having difficulty, I believe the developer. It's just like when the
you know,
people
but
who developing Baldur's Gate.
The thing, Muck, is I do understand what you're saying, but you know, I feel like for them to come out and say it the way they said it, what else type of reaction were they expecting to get? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but
like, if you come out and say it like that, you couldn't keep that in the tuck and just work on it.
No, but you know why? You know why that happened? Because people asked them why the game isn't coming to Xbox. People asked, so they responded.
They told the truth.
Exactly. If you don't want the information to come out, just shut up. Shut up and wait. So people were asking them, hey, we want this game to come to Xbox. We want it to come to Xbox. And they answered. They answered with the difficulties they're having.
No, but I'll push back a little bit on that because, like, I'm looking at a clip right now of the game, and they made it seem like the way they describe like that it wouldn't work like that well on the Xbox. Like the game doesn't even really look that demanding for a PS5 only game.
Look, I was about to get into it, Pablo, bro. I was about to get into it. I'm like, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I could see why they coming out and doing all this talking for this game because.
But you see too.
This game don't look that good, bro. This game don't look all that good, bro.
They were overhyping this game last year. Saying this game
we got to look at the lowest common denominator. What's the lowest common denominator?
What is you telling me? The S, Series S? That's what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, because these developers, they even came out and said, hey, we cancel development for the PS4. Nobody said a word. They came out and they said they canceled the development for PS4. Nobody said a word.
But people probably be happy about that because most people now, right, want to get rid of the whole cross-gen situation stuff, right?
Yep.
I don't know, man. I feel like this game is getting a lot more attention than it deserves because of the comments that their Twitter pages have made it. It's a little spicy, right? You can tell there's a little marketing in there. That's what I'm trying to say. You can tell they're being a little spicy because I'm looking at the game.
I agree with that.
I don't know, man.
Otherwise, if people weren't
this
talking
looks like
about
it should be launching in a server. You know what? People be always making them jokes. This game looks like it should be launching in the service day one. That's what I'm gonna say, bro. It looks like
Game Pass games.
PlayStation Plus day one for sure.
PlayStation Plus day one. Exactly.
No, I will say like people like when they revealed like gameplay for this, people weren't really talking about it until this situation came up.
That's what I'm saying.
People even really that excited for the game?
That's what I'm saying.
But they were hyping this last year.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I feel like they were hyping it at one point because I swear this game was like one of the first PS5 games announced. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like I remember it was like one of the earlier PS5 games announced.
They had 120 frames. Yeah, because they had
It was one of the first. It
was one of the first, right? I feel like this is like one of the first PS5 games announced. Like it probably got covered in like in the magazine or some shit. I forgot which one. I don't know if it was Game Informer or something. I don't know, but I recall that. But yeah, Quantum Error. From everything I've been seeing, if we're just talking about strictly the gameplay, is looking like a big ass skip. If I'm being honest, it's looking like a big ass skip, and it's probably only drumming up all this attention because it's just comments that they made on Twitter. But moving on, I do want to talk about some hardware. The PlayStation 5 Pro. Tom Henderson, he's a known journalist that leaks, information quite accurately, and he's been talking about this PS5 Pro for quite some time now. It's been brought to my attention that, PlayStation's main competitor, Xbox, has no plans to release no Pro version of their console. So I guess I want to ask the room, do you guys feel like that's a mistake? Because I do. I think that's a mistake if that's what happens. And if you don't think it's a mistake, I want to also hear your thoughts on it as well. Once again, it's open mic night. If anyone wants to join the podcast, all you have to do is jump in the Discord, jump in open mic waiting room, and I'll drag you in. I kind of want to hear from Autumn when it comes to this. If the Series X doesn't get a Pro version, do you think that's kind of an L for Xbox? Do you think that would, in future titles coming out, that would kind of leave Xbox behind? Maybe the PS5 Pro will play games much better performance, much better resolutions, better ray tracing, and Microsoft will essentially lose the power narrative. Do you think that's a good look for them?
See, I'm glad you said that because had they not said, Mr. Philly Boy Spencer over there, had he not said that we are, and this is the problem about speaking in absolutes, if you had never said we're never going to lose the power narrative again, then this wouldn't be an issue. But you did say that. You did put it out there in the universe. Now you have to. When it comes to, it doesn't matter what segment of the market you're in, whether it's, gaming, cars, whatever, you have to match your competitor on every front there is. for the market that wants that. I've owned a 1X. Currently I have a Series S now. And I just don't think that there's a good place for them in the market if they choose to withhold a mid-gen refresh. And obviously there's an entirely different discussion about if mid-gen refreshes are needed or not for this gen, but
yeah,
I do think it's 100% a mistake if they don't go with it. Now, the scary thought about all of this is if both of them end up doing one. Tom Henderson obviously has said as much for PS5 Pro. Is I think there's going to be a sticker shock for a lot of people if they're not dropping the prices on what we have now.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, it's gonna be pricey, especially if they're actually gonna give us a pretty decent upgrade, right? Mm-hmm. If I think it would be pretty expensive. And you know what I've been thinking about, and some people have also brought to my attention. I feel like Microsoft kind of put themselves in a weird position because they did launch the Series S console. So now, if you're doing a Pro console, developers have got to develop for the Series X, the S, and the Pro or the X2 or whatever they're gonna call it, right? So I wonder if that's kind of like the reason why they were kind of against doing a mid-gen refresh this time around, because they already have those two SKUs. Muck, I kind of want to hear from you. The PlayStation 5 Pro. Actually, my first question for you is like, do you think it's needed? Number one. Number two, do you think it's a mistake if PlayStation's competitor Microsoft doesn't do one if PlayStation does one?
I really don't think it's needed at this point. I could be wrong.
With that too. Kind of agree with that too.
I think it's too early, but
it feels like
I also think Xbox can't make a Pro simply because they already pigeonhole itself by, if you look at the sales, right? And you look at the splits, more people are buying the S. So why would they then go and make a next more powerful console than a console that is not selling? So the X is more powerful than the S, but the S is outselling the X. So why would you then, to me, is like a waste of money for them to then go and make a XX, because the X is already not selling. So why would you then double up and say, well, okay, I'm going to double down on more power, spend more money on R&D and all of this for it not to sell just like the X? So to me, they're in a funny position, and I trust me, especially like how we just see PlayStation being petty as usual, just drop that 40 mil. I mean, it's kind of hard, and on a PlayStation side, I think what they're gonna do is, we heard about this quote unquote slim. I don't think it's gonna be a slim. I think it's just gonna be the diskless PS5 that we have now with the detachable disk drive, and that's gonna be the same price as what it is now. I think the disk drive gonna be like maybe $20 or $50. And I think if they make a Pro, they're gonna have the same thing for the Pro. So the standard Pro gonna be $500, and then the Pro with the detachable, to get a disk drive with the Pro, it's gonna be an extra $50.
You know what? I actually didn't really think about
exactly.
it. Exactly. You know what I think? You know what I think? I think the Pro. You think the Pro is gonna have two different versions? That's what you're saying.
But that's what I'm telling you. It's gonna be a unified SKU, just like how they're gonna make the PS5 with a unified SKU with the detachable disk drive. They're gonna make the Pro the same way with the detachable disk drive. But if you want the disk drive, you just spend an extra $50.
I see what you're saying.
So essentially, it's gonna replace the disc version of the PS5 now with the same $500. But if you want a disk drive, you just spend an extra $50. So it's not gonna be like a big sticker shock.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be $50. I think they're gonna charge more than that, to be honest. But
For this one,
low key, I
Blu-ray
think PlayStation
player.
will charge more than that. I think they're gonna charge more than $50.
For Blu-ray player, I think they're gonna charge a little 50 boy, a little 50 boy.
You know what I mean? I think.
Yeah, add another 50 to it.
You do bring up some good points, definitely, that people should consider. Blade X, I want to hear from you now. What's it called? Do you think a PS5 Pro is needed? Number one, and number two, do you think it's a mistake if Microsoft chooses to skip out on making a mid-gen refresh?
I'm going to start with number two, because really think about it. Why would Xbox invest money in building another console when their current consoles aren't selling? Every quarter they're down. They were down 30%, then down another 8% this time. Nobody's buying this shit. But why would they invest money and marketing on another console when nobody's buying the stuff right now? Doesn't make no sense.
You can say the same for the Xbox One generation too. Like, it wasn't really selling that well, but they still had the incentive of making the Xbox One X. So it might be the same case here. But like Mug said, they kind of put themselves in a corner to where they already made 2 SKUs off rip. So like, you're gonna really, make the developers work, like that much harder, when they gotta already develop for 2 SKUs.
Yeah. That's the part that I'm thinking about. That's a little bit tricky. But you know how I see this playing out if Microsoft doesn't try to compete. Like, okay, say year 7, year 6, year 7 of this generation, the PS5 Pro is out. Maybe we're getting true next quote unquote generation games now. Where it's utilizing more hardware. How about a multi-platform? A game, on the PS5 Pro. Like see, like for example, what's it called? Plague Tale, Requiem. You see, when that game launched, I believe that it launched with 30 FPS across the board, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So how about we get into a situation where maybe the PS5 Pro could hit the 60 frames per second target, and that console has the option to go 60. So you're telling me that, it's a good look if Microsoft has a Series X version, and maybe that console only could do like 30 frames per second stable, so they only opted to do that. So I feel like you put yourself in a position to look really bad against your competitor. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your console is going to be... But I guess it all really depends how much stronger the PS5 Pro is, right? But I feel like if they're going to do one, it can't be just an incremental type of increase. It got to be something at least kind of significant, right? I would assume. Or what's the point? And what's the actual point if that's the case, right? So I'm kind of curious to see how this all is gonna play out. I think the PS5 Slim is a given. I think that is coming out this year, and I'm very interested in the price point. Most people believe that it's gonna be the same price as the digital PS5. I feel like it should be cheaper, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? I feel like it should be cheaper. Maybe they'll do it $50 cheaper instead of like $100 cheaper. They'll do like $50 cheaper to make it more appealing. And the disc drive, I have a feeling the disc drive won't be like $100. Muck.
Yeah.
I have a feeling the disc drive gonna be $100 or something like that.
Nah, because you remember now, a lot of people have to go to Sony to get the licensing for Blu-rays and stuff like that. So they have incentive to make the drive cheaper. So I think a 50 ain't gonna be bad. 50 ain't gonna be bad.
Yeah, they could take a loss on 50.
You think they could take a loss on that?
But they like money, so.
Yeah, the companies do like money, so we gotta always remember that and keep that in mind. So
what price are you gonna think the Pro is gonna be?
That's interesting. Autumn, what do you think?
I think they're bringing back the $599. I think that's exactly where it's gonna land.
Sheesh. How much was the PS4 Pro
when
it launched?
I think it was 400 actually.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah,
wait, it was $399 for the PS5 Pro or PS4 Pro? It was $499?
Yeah.
Or $399?
It was $399.
Wow, I don't remember. It was that. Oh, that's not bad then. So okay, so in US dollars, how much is the PS5 going for right now? Like the base model is what, $399, and the one with the disc drive is what? Is it $499 for y'all?
Yeah.
I think isn't it 300? Oh, my body.
I'm actually not too sure. So
it's $3.99 and $4.99.
$4.99.
And
Okay, so
$3.99.
let me see what the chat thinks. Chat, do you guys think that what do you guys think the PS5 5 Pro is gonna cost? Give me the price. I'm actually curious. I want to read out some of the comments. I want to read some of the comments, but I would assume it would have to be at least. Damn.
I'm going
$4.99. That's expensive. $600. Yeah, that's expensive,
Nah, bro. Bro, people were saying $600 for the Xbox One X when that was about to come out.
I'm saying $6. I think Mark Cerny's gonna make this thing a beast.
For real, huh? $600.
Yeah,
Canadian dollars. You know how much that's gonna be, yo? That's gonna be mad expensive.
You gotta remember.
I think the Pro gonna replace this version at $5.99. I'm $4.99. Sorry.
That's what I was thinking too. I think that would be the smart move to do, right? I think that would be the smart move to do.
Like how they're going with this unified SKU that Tom Henderson was talking about too. That PS5 gonna be the regular, and that gonna be $3.99, and then the Pro $5.99. I mean $4.99. Sorry.
Yo, because you know what? If they're doing a Pro and it's gonna be digital, but have the option for attachable disk drive, then you might as well make. That's why I feel like the disk drive will be expensive, right? So they're gonna make up some of the money that way. You know what I mean? For the physical people who wanna, because to be honest, PlayStation benefits if you strictly digital. They make more money at the end of the day. They benefit. So I feel like they would put a higher price tag on that disk drive, to probably make up for some of the console loss.
Yeah, but they're making money on consoles right now for what they say. They're already making a profit, so they're not taking a loss on the consoles right now. So it's kind of crazy
on the Pro.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah,
I see.
But I think they could get away with 600, because in the pandemic, people were buying consoles at 1,000, and nobody wasn't checking for it.
I mean,
that is true.
If they have the games for it, then people are going to go where the games are. But I think I just struggle with trying to understand how maybe they do want to eat the cost, but like if one of the upgrades in your Pro system is more memory, like I understand memory has gone down in recent years, but it's still expensive. It doesn't matter where you're getting it from, whether it's SK Hynix or Samsung or whatever. RAM is still expensive.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, and I think the rumor that it's coming out next year, November. So there's still quite some time, and that'll be the 4-year mark. Like for me personally, I feel like I haven't got enough games yet to even honestly see a Pro console from anybody personally. That's how I personally feel. I feel like we just haven't got enough yet. I know the whole pandemic happened, so maybe if this generation is extended a little bit longer, I'm not really too mad at it, because I really want to see the ball, get rolling and see more, quality releases from, the first party studios. But I'm already a little bit iffy about a Pro coming out next year. I've always on the side that, okay, I'm not against it, but I think it needs to come out at the right time. But I'm very curious to see how people are gonna be receptive to it. It's a new PlayStation console, so I'm sure people are gonna run outside and support it. But hopefully that, unlike the problem I had with the PS4 Pro when that launched, there wasn't really nothing for it. I don't know if you guys remember, like there wasn't really much games to really take advantage of it like that. You know what I mean? So hopefully this time around they have some stuff ready that they have some stuff ready that they can like really show us the benefits of purchasing a PS5 Pro. So I think some interesting times ahead. Muck, you mentioned PlayStation sold 40 million consoles. 40 million consoles. So that means that it's at this time, in the same time frame, I think the PlayStation was actually tracking ahead, but the PS5 did suffer, from the pandemic and shortages and stuff like that. I think the PS4 was more widely available, but I think that's still extremely good, being able to sell 40 million consoles at this point. And this is what it tells me. The console business, even though they say it's growing, it's it's a market that's not really growing as fast as like the other markets, but it's still a key market, and it should be not ignored. You know, like every time I hear the narratives from the other side about how consoles don't matter anymore, I kind of cringe a little bit, because these guys are console gamers telling me the console don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And I really think the reason why, you know, Xbox has that position is because that they're just losing in that market. But I even made a video about this. With the stuff that they have, they should be able to absolutely compete, you know, and if they're competing in the space, at the end of the day, everybody gets a better product in the end. So, you know, 40 million consoles is nothing to scoff at. It's pretty impressive so far, and I do think the PS5 will be another 100 million seller. Do you guys think so? Well, the way it's looking,
probably.
I think at this point, you know, PlayStation, as long as they don't completely drop the bag, since of, you know, brand popularity, and just they consistent too. They're extremely consistent with their releases, and I think they will achieve those numbers again with the PS5 console.
But the craziest thing, the craziest thing for me, Kofi, is they sold 40 mil before Spider-Man even came out. So how much you think? How much more consoles they gonna sell when Spider-Man drop? Because Spider-Man gonna be a system seller for sure. For sure. We know Spider-Man is a system seller.
Exactly. So if they're
gonna go crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up that point too next, saying that, like, yo, you know, it's already hit this mark without Spider-Man 2 being out, and I think Spider-Man 2 is a game that a lot of people are looking forward to, and you know, we've seen the sales of like the MPD charts, like Miles Morales being on there. You know what I mean? Like, I always creeps up on the MPDs. So, you know, those type of games have a lot of legs, and people go out to buy. People who go out to buy a console are probably gonna pick up, you know, Spider-Man 2 alongside of it. So I do think that with the Slim coming out, that's why I feel like the Slim should be a cheaper price to make it even more attractive.
How much?
You see, at first I was saying $299, but I was leaving it in the fairy tale land. I know PlayStation ain't gonna sell no console for $299, because if you really take it in, the DualSense Edge is like half that. Yeah, the DualSense Edge is like half that cost. You know what I'm saying? So I still think it should be cheaper than the digital PS5. I think it should be $50 cheaper. I think they should aim for that. It just makes it look, you're using less materials. By now, these are older parts, you know, and I don't know if it's still a chip problem going around in the world. I haven't really been paying attention like that, but these are older parts. I think things should get cheaper, not, you know, get price increases like they've been getting. I think that shit's a little bit weird. You know, 4 years into 3-4 years into a new console, and we're seeing like price increases and stuff, and I think that's a little bit strange when shit should be going down. So I think $349.99 would be the ideal price, and sell the disc drive for maybe just under $100 or something like that. I think that would be the ideal, Lo. But what's on your mind, Lo? What's on your mind?
I came in here real quick, Kofi. Remember, I asked you last week it was gonna be open mic. Remember, 2 weeks ago I was on here and I said Xbox was going to start going crazy with anti-consumer practices once the Activision deal went through. I don't even know if y'all talked about it. I know y'all seen what they doing with the Xbox Live. I know y'all seen it. Now, Kofi,
which one? Which one? The Xbox Live? Oh, yeah. They're switching the Game Pass Core.
They're switching the Game Pass Core, and they're making it confusing for the average person. If I looked at it, when I first looked at it, I thought, okay, $10.99 get you the core, $11.99, because that's the next level, right? $11.99 gets you all the games plus Xbox Live. But that's not true. It's if you want both the games and Xbox Live, you need to pay. Yeah, exactly. I think we talked about this last week with Jmaine. Yeah, like the whole model of that situation seems to be pushing people towards the more expensive tier, because it just makes the more sense. And most people who like look at all the perks, it makes the more sense of just paying the extra $4 or $5 and just get the ultimate, and you get everything. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what they're doing there with that. I only came in here to say, mainly the Death Singer, if you're listening, I told you. And it's only gonna get worse. When we see price increases, when we see they don't offer no more core or the basic version, when it's only ultimate or PC, or shit, they might just only do ultimate for $20 a month in the next 2-3 years. I want Death Singer to come in here and say, nah, Lo, you was right. This Activision deal should have never went through, because that's really the catalyst for all this. I'm telling y'all at home. I'm telling y'all at home.
Thank you, Lo, for your insight.
The last
for slander, bro.
The last month,
insight,
Kofi, did you see the last month of Xbox Live Gold, the games that they're offering?
What are those offering?
I don't even know.
I don't even know either, bro. Bro, you know, they've been bad for
I don't even know.
a while
it's been
now. You know what I mean? It's been bad for a while now. So.
I looked at the promo and I said, "What are these games? I don't even know what they're offering." So now players are going to run out. They're going to get either parents are going to settle with the basic price for Game Pass. I don't know if I asked this before. Is Game Pass, do they offer a yearly subscription model? I thought it's only monthly, right?
No, yeah. I believe they have a yearly as well. I think they were trying to. I think were they trying to get rid of it at one point? I don't know. I think that's what happened, and people like got mad and they kept
it. With Gold at one point, it just disappeared for the yearly being at 60. So you had no choice to do it for $12 or for $120 a year, which is ridiculous for Gold.
Yeah, I think people got mad because you get a discount, right, when you buy the whole year.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
But yeah, at least so thankfully Core at least has a $60 yearly option, but like I just find that whole setup really funny, and I respect the hustle for sure, because obviously it's pointing towards everybody to go to Ultimate.
Yeah, Ultimate. Yeah, that's the game. That's the game plan. Clearly.
Yeah, need their money back.
Okay. Here's my question to everybody in the panel. When is enough enough? Xbox, as soon as the deal got finished, they announced this. So they about to go crazy on the consumer with the price gouging and the monthly subscription, quote unquote. When do we say enough is enough for this? That's my question for everybody.
You know what? I think in the end of the day, go ahead, Pablo. Actually, I want to know what you think.
I mean, to be fair, like they just now increasing the price, like Game Pass launched in like 2017, so they literally just added $1 to this. Like literally, when did they do this? Or it's not even in effect yet, in September. So it took them like 6-7 years to add $1 increase. I mean, I don't really think that's too bad, but I will say I do agree with you in the sense that it is a little bit confusing that you asking people to jump on Core, but then you get a better deal with console, but you have to pay for both. Why not just get the Ultimate at that point? But
I mean, I think the model is clearly pushing people to just buy the Ultimate. That's what it's doing.
I don't think it's all gloom and doom like you're saying. Like, so I don't think it's that crazy yet.
Let me ask you something. Would it be fair to say, in order to get the full Game Pass experience for Xbox players, you have to get Ultimate? Is that fair to say?
I would say so.
100%.
Yeah, that's fair.
Probably.
Because why? Because they added Xbox Live to the middle tier or whatever it's called, just the Game Pass tier. Then it makes Ultimate less appealing. Yeah, it makes Ultimate less appealing. So that's why they did that. You know what I mean?
They shouldn't. My point is they shouldn't have the middle tier. It should be Core, Xbox Live plus the 25 games, or Ultimate. Don't have this middle tier where you don't get Xbox Live, but you get hundreds of games. That's how they promote it.
Because I feel like people are not even gonna opt for that. Low key, they probably could have just done away and just made two tiers and just left it alone at that.
I think they should have multiplayer in corridor. But PlayStation has multiplayer in all the tiers, and Xbox is just letting out the multiplayer on Core, and then forcing you to get a higher tier just to play multiplayer on games. They should change that part.
Yeah. I'm surprised y'all not saying nothing about the PC. They treating y'all like second class citizens out here. Like
the PC, man.
I mean, are they?
Yeah.
Wait, no.
On the PC, man,
PC,
they only paying for $10.
Yeah, it's the same price. The price remained the same on PC. Love to see.
And they get the games day one too without a price increase.
Love to see.
Man,
that's how it should be.
I'm on the Xbox website right now. I don't see anything about a yearly subscription for Game Pass. I'm looking at it. It only gives me the monthly option. So if
it should be there. Because when they announced that on the Xbox Wire post, I swear it saw something that said $9.99 a month and $6 a year.
Go look properly.
Unless I'm confused.
What's look properly? I'm on the website.
Go look properly.
Yo, it's literally in the first paragraph, bro. Come on, man.
Let me see. Send what y'all seeing in the Discord, because I'll admit I'm wrong. But I'm just looking. I'm just looking to see what's going on.
I could be wrong.
I'll send it to you, bro. Hold up.
Yeah, I think Pablo got the information, so he's gonna go ahead and send it to you.
Check it out, chat.
But back to the original question.
Okay.
When do you guys feel enough would be enough? Because Pablo is saying, I think that was Pablo. He's saying that he don't think this is too crazy yet. When does it start getting crazy?
Listen. When it comes to that whole deal, I'm not sure if it's gonna. I'm not sure on the negative impact it's gonna have yet, bro. I'm not ready to jump out the window and say it was bad. So far, the way it's being handled,
I am.
From my understanding, so far, get out of here. Didn't you say you want to run out and go buy an Xbox so you could go play freaking Call of Duty? So relax yourself. So you got me exposed you right now.
You exposed my private conversation.
Expose you on the podcast right now, bro.
Hey,
like,
hold on.
What you
two
talking
things,
about,
hey,
bro?
hey, two things can be true. I could want to play the old Call of Duties, but still find that this is crazy.
So I'm saying, so far, I would say the negative impact hasn't really hit. Yes, the price. I think we all expect the price of that service to go up over the years. I think we all expect it. I don't think there's any subscription service on the planet that hasn't got price increases every so often. So I also believe there's going to be a cap. I think we talked about this last podcast. There's going to be a cap. I don't think they're going to just keep going and going, because I think we're in the process. We're in the era where obviously they're capitalizing on in-game purchases and stuff, and I feel like they're gonna pretty much just design games in a way. They're gonna design games in a way where you just spend more money in them. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you bought a fighting game, you unlock all the characters. Nowadays,
bad for gamers?
Oh, no. I think that's bad in general, but that's happening right now as we speak. That's happening as we speak.
I agree.
You know what I mean? We don't need this deal. Right, that's been happening.
But
ever since you've connected to the internet, that's been happening. Ever since you connected to the internet, that's been happening, bro. You know what I mean? So
I think the most it'll go to is like $20, and then
I think so too. I think so too.
When it does get to $20, they'll add like how they have EA Play. I think they'll have like partnership.
Are we talking about base price? Are we talking about base price or the ultimate?
No, I think that I'm talking about the maximum. I'm talking about the max price probably won't go more than like $20.
Okay, and how long do you guys think it's going to take for it to get to $20?
I don't know.
I can see maybe another 6 years.
I can see 2 years. 6 years, you
slowly do it. I think it's a given.
They already at $17 right now.
Bro, it took them 6 years just to increase it to $1.
Yeah. So maybe 2-3 years.
I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that. It took them 6 years to increase the price because the entry point had to be a low price because they didn't have. Let's be for real. They didn't have shit on there. Now that they have Activision, one of the biggest publishers in the world, they can actually add games onto Game Pass to make people want to pay maybe $20. So you saying that it stayed at a low price for 6 years doesn't really add anything to it, because what has Xbox been adding on the Game Pass for the last 6 years? It hasn't been nothing great. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had Game Pass for a minute.
We gonna see, man. You know what I mean? We gonna see what happens with them boys, and clearly they need time. They've been needing time, so let's see what they drumming up and they cooking up. And I think we would revisit this conversation.
Okay, when we revisit the conversation, can you at least go live and say, nah, Lo is right?
If you're right about something, I'm gonna tell you.
All right, I appreciate it.
Don't worry. If you're right about something, I'm gonna 100% tell you. All right. Pre-orders went up for Spider-Man PS5 limited edition console, the bundles, the DualSense. Actually, no, it's going up tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, it's going up tomorrow. So if you're interested, I don't think it's gonna be one of those things that's gonna be like sold out. Low key, I swear PlayStation be like manufacturing a whole bunch of these nowadays when it comes to like their collector's editions and their custom stuff. So, but if you want to secure one, it's going live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time zone. I just wanted to let everyone know if you're interested. But the next thing I want to talk about, we got a few more topics before we get out of here, is Red Dead Redemption Remake. So it's looking like we're getting a remake of Red Dead Redemption pretty soon. This rumor has been going on for quite some time now. But the reason why it's in headlines today is that I think there was like some sort of update, whether on the Rockstar website or somewhere, something affiliated with Rockstar, and data miners pretty much found out like pretty much a new logo for Red Dead Redemption. And I don't know, some code shit. You know how these data miners be doing? They be looking at some code shit and something different is going on. So pretty much it's looking like that rumor is real, and we're gonna get a remake to Red Dead Redemption. That would be pretty. Wouldn't it be wild if it got surprised, like revealed in the next couple of weeks, and it's coming out this year as well? Like I think that'd be pretty insane. Anyone in here that's a fan of Red Dead Redemption, the first one? Anyone played it?
Oh yeah,
great game.
You know it's crazy. I actually played like the emulated version on my PC, so it's kind of crazy seeing all these new news outlets talking about this. This remaster is definitely needed because Rockstar Games, when it comes to animations or just gun aiming and everything, they kind of trash when it comes to that. So hopefully it get that 60 FPS support, and the aiming is a lot more smoother because it's kind of hard to aim in the original game.
Hey Kofi, in that news, was it a remaster or a remake?
Yes, I saw Geek just ask that in the. It's
apparently saying it's a remaster.
Yeah. It's a remaster. Okay, if it's a remaster, I'm still excited for it, but I really hope that they actually really went in.
I hope
and not do like the GTA collection. That's
what I was just about to say.
Is the GTA team making this game?
Yeah.
If it's like the GTA collection, I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed. Because we all know how, but if you're really taking it, if they're really if it's gonna be a remake and they're gonna put as much effort that they did for like Red Dead Redemption 2, then that would be absolutely insane though. Like, can you if you could imagine that would be like too crazy. So it probably is just a remaster. Maybe they probably went in a little bit deeper to clean up textures and maybe put higher assets and stuff like that, and better and like a new character model and stuff like that. But I'm very curious. Hopefully this is not no money grab. A lot of people hold this game dear to their heart. Still one of the craziest endings I've ever played in a video game. And I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it does get surprise drop this year. It will just make this year even better. Even though I don't have the time to play all this shit.
Yo, Kofi, what if it's all right? What if they come out this year as a remaster, but it's done in Red Dead 2's engine, but with better controls? Like, would you be fine with that?
Yeah. I just don't want a simple resolution boost and like a frame rate boost. Like I want them to go in and actually, like I said, change up or update the character models and stuff like that. I think that would be all cool stuff. You know what I mean? And upgrade the textures,
I don't think we get into that. I think we get into the same thing like GTA.
You think it's gonna be one of those GTA? Oof.
Yep.
Oof.
Listen.
I hope not.
Listen, if it starts looking like milk when it's raining outside, I'm gonna be mad.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
I'll never forget seeing screenshots of that collection. I'm like, what were they thinking putting that out?
Yeah, that collection was something else. All right, so this is the last topic. Then I have a Patreon question, and we did hit our goal for the week. I want to shout out Mr. Bayram Plays for being our 30th Patreon subscriber. 30 Patreons in 7 days. So we do appreciate all the support. We got a podcast dropping on the Patreon on Monday, so look forward to it. It's going to be a good one, as well as some other content. I think I'm going to do a giveaway again at 50. I'm going to do a giveaway at 50 Patreon. So if you want to support me and Jmaine further, join our Patreon. For $4 you get a lot of extra content. All right, so the next topic is I want to quickly talk about before we get out of here is Capcom. Apparently Capcom plans to release an unannounced game by March 2024 that is expected to sell millions of copies. I just want to ask y'all, do y'all have any kind of predictions that what kind of, like, because we really know what the system sellers for Capcom is: Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, maybe Devil May Cry. But do you think it's any of those? Street
Dino
Fighter?
Crisis.
I guess so.
I wish.
Man, I think that you know how I feel. I feel like those games like Dino Crisis, it gets a lot of hype online, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people haven't played that shit, man. I really feel like a lot of people haven't played no Dino Crisis, but it drums up a lot of hype online for people to talk about. But could that be the game that sells millions of copies? Adam, what do you think? What do you think it would be?
Man. If anything,
I honestly, I haven't seen one of the Capcom accounts on Twitter was definitely teasing Dino Crisis stuff, but it's like at this point, I feel like those games that people have been asking for many years is like Bigfoot. Like they're just teasing.
They just tease it. Like PlayStation with Bloodborne. Like, you know how much time like the Sony pages always like tweet something like Bloodborne related, but like yo, we be waiting for an announcement. Like, yo, where's the remake? Where's the remaster? And it's never
remaking.
Sony out with Resistance.
They never remaking.
If it ain't in the Nvidia leaks, I ain't trusting it. Can't believe anything out here.
Honestly, I think
that is true. I don't think I've seen it on the Nvidia leaks.
Could be a fun answer, but I think it might be the next mainline Resident Evil game. Honestly,
next year. Okay, when did 8 Village drop?
You said
when was that?
Kofi, you said next March.
Yeah, it said next March. Next March. You know what? I guess that does fit the timeline for maybe another Resident Evil game to come out. Maybe it could be a remake. A lot of people have been asking for Code Veronica to come back. It could be.
Yo, Kofi, it came out in 2021, by the way.
2021.
I was half right.
So I think the timetable fits that. We got Resident Evil 4 remake this year. That's what we got this year.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So maybe it could be the next mainline Resident Evil game. It could be that. I don't know.
I'd be selfish.
Leaking the chest as Monster Hunter.
I'd kind of want another Marvel vs. Capcom game, but that's just me.
Well, honestly, they gotta do it. They gotta do it justice if they bring it back. To be honest, or keep it dead. You know, if the roster ain't looking like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I don't even want to see it.
Or 3. I heard
3 was nice too. 3 was nice too. I enjoyed 3.
Even the Ultimate roster wasn't too bad.
Yeah. All right, and to wrap up, we do got a Patreon questions. If you're part of the Patreon, you can send in questions as well over there, or any topics you want us to discuss. Just putting that out there. This one's from Serial Mint 23. Says, do you count games you beat on an emulator on your games beat list? Hell yeah! If I beat a game on an emulator, it doesn't matter where I beat it. I'm counting it on my list. Shit.
I beat all them old Dragon Ball Z games on my emulator.
Yeah, I would definitely put it on my games beat list 100%.
Hey, bro, I got Dev Champ 5 in New York on that joint. You already know I'm going back on that and beating it again. Trust.
Yeah, that's dope. That's
dope. So y'all be emulating, quote unquote, stealing games, huh?
You know
hey,
what?
Man, Dev Champ 5 in New York. If you see the prices on
actually,
that shit is expensive.
You know what?
I see why y'all love
emulation. My thing with emulation, I feel like I think if enough time has passed slow, like, yo, you're not, look, if you want to go back and play fucking Michael Jackson Moonwalker on the Sega Genesis, classic game, by the way. I don't really expect, people to run around and try to look for a Genesis and the cartridge to play it. So I feel like if enough time has passed, I think it's fair game, to be honest. And if we being honest, low key emulation is the ultimate form of, what's it called,
of gaming,
ownership, of preservation and ownership.
I'm joking.
It's the ultimate form, bro. I think eventually, I think it's great that all of these classic games can be experienced this way, because to find original hardware and original cartridge is hard and could be very, very expensive. So I'm not against it.
Listen, I agree with y'all. I'm with emulation. I'm with pirating, you know what I mean? It keeps these developers in check. It keeps the balance of power.
That's the opinions of Low. Oh,
my fault.
Yeah, we out here on Alex timing, bro. So you already know the vibe.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
I ain't gonna cap. When I was a PC gamer, I never paid for no games.
Holy.
I stole everything.
Oh wow.
Holy.
The thing is, when it comes to that, I feel like I don't respect it, so I never finish it. I ain't gonna lie, I've sailed the high sea on a couple of things before, but I never finish it. Maybe because I didn't spend no money on it. Maybe because I don't respect it, and maybe it's just so accessible that I could just download this. I feel like when you buy a game, like, you feel like shit, I actually gotta play it and beat it. personally for me.
Here's my question for you, Kofi.
Yeah.
How many games did you, hit the One Piece on that you actually cared about? I feel like most gamers, when they care about the game, they're just going, they might pre-order. They might, go to the store and buy it outright, get it early, do what they got to do. But most of the time, if you're pirating games, half the time you don't even care about the game. You just want to see if it's, if it's okay or not.
If it's okay. So yeah. So pretty much exclusive demo.
Pre-orders are
a little exclusive demo for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Like for example, Mortal Kombat 1 with that big ass premium. I mean, with all those characters. I'm doing that. I don't care.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up, man. We're gonna get out of here. Shout out to everybody who came through to this open mic. You definitely guys helped me make this podcast at least go through, without my co-host being here. Shout out to Jmaine, you know what I mean? Hopefully he enjoys his cruise. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a whole lot of stories to tell when he gets back. And so yeah, I appreciate everyone who popped in for the open mic. Respect, I appreciate that. Shout out to everyone who came through to the pod as well. Shout out to everyone who hit the like button. And I got more content, more dope stuff coming out in the next week or two. So definitely tune in to the other content on the channel. I think you guys are gonna like what you see. All right. So I hope everybody has a great night. And